Welcome back to the R-Rated Podcast. The R-Rated Podcast. This week's guest is...
Welcome back to the R-Rated Podcast. Today's guest is AWKN, a.k.a. Alex Chumley, my old roommate. He is a creative artist and creative entrepreneur, and he is finally joining me on the podcast. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Thank you
for coming. For people who don't know, so we actually, a little bit of backstory. We went to the New York Film Academy together. He was in the acting program and I was in the filmmaking program. And we ended up we both needed a roommate. So we ended up becoming roommates. And we lived, 2 years together?
Yeah.
2 years in Glendale. And then we ended up moving apart, right? As it happens, which is always kind of sad. So now it's like the ultimate, let's catch up. It's time to drink some tea, sit back and catch up.
See what's been happening, what's been going on. And as we see, this is what's been going on.
This is what's been going on my end, but I'm very curious about what's been going on your end. So let's take it back to graduation, or do you want to take it back to right before graduation? Where do you want to take it back to?
I feel like graduation is a cool place to take it back to.
Let's do it. So let's start with, where were you mentally, physically? Where was your mind at before graduation?
Terrified. I was so afraid because this was the first time when I actually saw college through.
Yeah.
I have a history, or I've had a history, where I would go to school and I don't like a teacher. If they say something wrong to me, it's like, I don't need you. I'ma just. Oh, this time it was while I'm at NIFA, I kind of felt like I found a tribe, of people who honored me and I honored them, and we understood each other.
Yeah.
Which ultimately motivated me to see it through, even with the shortcomings.
Yeah.
But I was terrified because I didn't know what was going to happen. And I just remember getting out of a relationship, being hurt, and really just trying to refocus and be like, okay, well, what is it that you want to do? Because we graduated in September.
Yes.
So it's it was a weird time because we had to, it was almost holidays. So it's we're not really doing anything.
It's always slow around the holidays.
Yeah.
Too. People don't want to start stuff because we're going to go on break for 2 weeks for Christmas.
So I just remember okay, what do you want to do? What do you really want to do? And I was like, well, you always said you wanted to go to New York.
Okay, I love that.
I basically had prepared and planned to go out to New York for 9 days on a one-way.
Okay.
On a one-way.
And you're I might not come back.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Type deal.
Okay.
So from September all the way to March, I was just saving up and just, doing little PA gigs here and there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how we do it.
Staying, always working, right? And then I also started my lock journey then.
I know. Okay, yeah. So side note, he's had a total makeover since the last, not total makeover, but dreads down to here. You used to have a little afro going, a little fro going, little curls. You would twirl your hair around. You used to wear your glasses?
Yeah.
Oh.
So they're actually.
You're I can't see.
No, so yeah. So these are actually prescription.
Those are cool.
But because we're shooting,
stylish.
I think I
feel you just look healthy. You are glowing. I feel too. You look happy. So, that's why I was asking where was your mindset at before? Because I know it was a process. It doesn't just happen overnight. You don't just figure life out overnight.
No.
And we're still figuring it out.
Definitely.
It's not we're oh, we have it all together now. We're just oh, okay, understanding it now.
Absolutely. And so I prepared to go to New York.
Yeah.
I locked my hair. It's I'm about to lock my hair.
Yeah.
I'm going on a one-way.
Yeah.
And I'm out in New York. I don't even think I told anybody.
Why? You just
because I wanted to just see if I can go out there on my own.
You didn't want anybody stopping you.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's a good idea? Yeah. Okay. You're just I'm just gonna.
Because if it works, if I get a job out here, then I'm staying, and
Yeah.
this is what it is, And while I'm out there, COVID
Right.
You know?
I was like, what happened?
I'm like,
what could it
because
be?
I'm like, oh, it was a daunt, and it was just like you're just
And it
hearing
hit New
about.
York hard first.
You're just hearing about what COVID is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you're hearing about the shutdown, and I really had to ask myself and really pray and ask God, like, okay, am I staying here right now, or am I going back home?
Right. And that can be hard because you had this like plan, this mindset, and then for it to like fall apart, like it hurts the ego a little bit. Like I totally get what you
Definitely.
mean.
Like this don't work again.
Right.
Like how much more? You know, but it was just like, go home, like go be around your family. And I'm so glad that I did.
That you did.
Because from that, who knew what this pandemic,
I know.
has brought, and you know what I'm saying?
So,
I've lost people
from the pandemic.
from COVID, yeah.
Wow,
I've
sorry.
lost a couple of people from COVID, and which is difficult.
Yes.
But I've also like gained so much insight and just so much wisdom, just on how to really take care of yourself and like really putting that valiant effort and being meticulous, like we talked about off the camera, like me not smoking hookah or stopping.
So was that like a deciding factor, like COVID and just like you wanting to really like change things around, or what really made you put your foot down with smoking hookah? Because I know that was a big part of your life before. I mean, obviously, like, when you're in college, like you pick up habits that like you're not most proud of, but like hopefully you get rid of them by the time exactly. It's a party. Like we've all been there. Everyone can relate to that. So what was that moment for you where you were like, it's enough?
I had an honest moment with myself where I was like, dang, when I first started smoking hookah, it was a dependency. It was like my coping, like, going to the hookah lounge and all that stuff was like coping with everything that I was dealing with internally. You know what I'm saying? Grief and all this other stuff, accident, this, like, and I was like, I'm tired of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't feeling good, but
it wasn't making you happy, and it wasn't making you feel good anymore.
It was just like I'm going through the motions in a way, and I wanted to be better. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, let's just see, like, because being from the military and going to the military, you know that when you actually cleanse your body, like how you will feel and all that stuff.
Like, it felt good.
It's also scary too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Of
like,
course.
and people don't necessarily like receive you the same way because you're moving differently and you don't like the same things that you once liked, so.
Did you lose some friends in the process of maybe quitting some things that you did before just because, they're still doing that and you were like, I don't have interest in that? Or
like, and I would just say, I wouldn't say lose. I would just say
not as
like
close,
we're
maybe.
just on different frequencies, like,
I totally get that.
Definitely after like being at NIFA and having the connections that we had and we made and doing all the fun things that we did, when it was time for me to be like, okay, now I want to build a business. Now I want to build a brand, and I want it to be bigger than me and not about me. Like, so I have to do research, and I can't go outside, or I can't party, or I can't do this,
Yeah.
It did require some people to be like, oh, what's going on?
Who was that like guardian, like that parent figure for you? Because I know what you're, I know your mother is not around, which I'm very sorry about that. I know, but she's always watching over you, always. So who can you lean on or turn to in situations like that?
I'm very thankful. I have mentors, Amazing Grace Conservatory, the performing arts school.
You've been with them for what, like 7 years now?
As a teacher.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So how long?
So I started going there when I was a kid at 15. So we're talking about it's been like 13.
Grew up there.
Yeah, it's been like 13 years.
Holy
like
shit.
From a student to a TA to now like one of the media arts like leaders and instructors.
So what exactly do you do there?
So we teach the students different elements of media arts, whether it be screenwriting, directing, producing, lighting, and then they actually write their work.
Wow.
And then they shoot it themselves.
That's really cool. I wish I could have done it when I was a kid. I'm like,
I
didn't have programs like that. I was like,
I say the same thing, you know what I'm saying? And definitely when you see and hear their stories, so We've only been doing the media arts program like this for probably like 2-3 years, so it's
okay.
fairly new.
Yeah.
So the ideas have been, we've done sketch comedy.
Fun.
You know
Love
what I'm
that.
saying?
Yes.
Where these kids are just
making people laugh.
What?
Yeah.
We have this one thing called, I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you guys, but I'm gonna just tell you.
Okay.
It's called AGC Live.
Okay.
And
cool.
that's their sketch comedy.
Oh, fun.
That's their sketch, and then they also have a short film.
Ooh. Okay.
Like 10
How are they
pages.
getting the equipment and stuff? Do you guys have some?
Yeah, so we have equipment, and then we also work with different, people who have equipment and that want to connect and that have the like mind. That because it's different working with young adult than working with young children.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be more patient. So with being patient and with wanting them to still learn and still have the freedom to say, hey, yeah, I did write this. Like, this is my work. Like, yeah, I'm proud of this. Like, before we didn't have that, So it's just like, it's a great sight to see. I'm excited for.
Wow. And what do the classes look like? Are they very diverse? Like what's the age group? Like, what are the vibes?
So at AGC, we range from 8 to 18.
Wow.
We have
cool.
And we have a pre-conservatory where the kids can come in starting at like 5 or 6.
Oh wow. That's
so
awesome.
it's very diverse.
Yeah. We love diversity.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I want to say that within AGC, it has grown, the diversity has grown over the years, like since the pandemic. Like during the pandemic, AGC was closed.
Oh, right.
Like their doors were closed, but they remained online.
Okay.
So they still were giving classes.
Okay, so they were still helping out
open.
Like the kids. Yeah.
And that, by doing that, it allowed so many new people who never heard about like this program,
wow.
To tap in and be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna take my kid there.
That's
and like,
amazing.
So it's just great to just give back and just be a part of like a program.
And it's year round.
Yeah.
Wow. And what are the times? Like how? Do you go there from like after school?
So currently it's on the weekend, so every Saturday.
Okay.
That's the student schedule. And then once they go into production, which they're currently in for the Wiz.
Oh, I'm excited. Oh my God. And where do you come into play with all that? Like, what are you helping them out with?
So I'm helping with their media, all their media aspects.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So all their commercials and stuff like that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Holy shit.
And it's a whole team, so shout out to the whole AGC
always
team.
A team. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's that.
When is the play?
They go up May 27th and 28th. So it's coming up. So stay tuned for AGC,
Stay
the
tuned.
Wiz.
So, okay, let's jump back to music stuff because it's a big part of your life. Music makes people feel so many different things, and ranging from happy, sad. Like it can bring you out of so many different situations and feelings. So, what was that spark for you with music? Like, why did you tap into the music industry?
That's a great question. And it's funny because I've always been around music, but in a way, I never really thought of myself as like that musician that sing, like
Really?
because it was like if I'm well rounded, then like
That's true.
It's a difference than like
right.
particularly focusing on like music.
I like that.
So when I came home from the military, I went.
What year is this?
This is 2017.
2017. Wow.
2017. Came home from the Army. And right before we started at NIFA.
Yeah.
I'm staying at K2's house. I asked him, I'm like, hey bro, like I really can't go back to my neighborhood right now because I'm not trying to like get in that. Can I just post up here till I like start school and I'm gonna find a roommate? You know what I'm saying? And it all worked out. You feel me? So we basically go to Vegas and we're in Vegas and he's like, pack all work clothes. Like this is not a fun trip. Like we're here on business. Like and this is big bruh. So I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's go. So we go out to Vegas and we're just in the city And then he's like, we're about to go pull up on one of my people.
Nice.
This happens to be, his name is Jay Major.
Oh,
he's
okay.
an engineer in the industry,
Okay.
like really respected
Yeah.
gentleman.
Yeah.
We're just sitting in his home studio, you know,
Casual.
casual,
Yeah.
no pressure, but like we're suited and booted.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this is a real life
Right.
interview. And he's just like, yeah, what do you do? I'm like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm an actor, I'm a singer, I'm a
Yeah.
dancer. Like I give the whole
Yeah.
rundown.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, sing something for me. So I sing like
Express.
Luther Vandross or some shit.
Okay.
He's like, okay, sing something more current. Sing like Neo. And then
Okay.
he's like, okay, cool. He's like, I know you're doing the acting and musical theater stuff. It's like, but you have something with this music. It's like one door is gonna open the next door. So it's ultimately up to you.
Right.
You know, and I'm here to help. And you know, and I took that and I was like, wow, nobody ever
Right.
like
said
told
that.
me that
Yeah.
in regards to like my voice vocally, like singing wise.
Yeah.
Like I know I can speak, but singing wise it's always been kind of rocky, kind of shaky. You know, and that was 2017 and we came back from Vegas and it was just me and K2 and we worked on the first song. My first song was a song dedicated to my mom. Yeah. Called Stay With Me.
I remember that.
And it was just like, it was a release, you know, and what I realized with my music was I don't always hear the words that I say once I say it. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
So a lot of times, like when I feel these things or I, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of like going back. But then when you're able to go back, you're able to like feel it and understand it and be like, why did I say this?
Wow.
Why does this matter to me?
Right.
You know, and through being true and remaining like, okay, I'm gonna always tell stories. Like I'm gonna let my music just whatever story I'm feeling like telling in this moment, I'm gonna tell it. However it comes out, however loud, however sad, however depressing, like you know, like and it's a wide range, like and that's the soulful trap part of it all.
That's true.
Just being free. So I definitely think music for me has been my freedom.
Yeah.
It's been my release. It's been my
an outlet, right?
But
yeah,
even when I don't think that, you feel me, nobody's listening.
People are listening.
And that's the beautiful.
And people can relate too. Like sometimes it's so nice to hear like what you're going through, and you don't want to talk to people about it. Like in a song, you're like, oh shit, like this artist like maybe can relate to me or understands. Like it just feels so nice. Like even like I was listening to a podcast about grief, and it was literally titled like "It's Okay to Not Be Okay." And I was like, I needed to hear that, you know? Like, there's just some days where I'm like, I'm not okay. Like, I don't feel like I want to do this. I don't want to act like all, you know, like grief just comes in random waves, and it's just another form of love. It's like a really strong form of love, you know? So it's just, it's crazy, like how much of an emotional roller coaster it can be.
It is.
Yeah.
It is crazy. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful for music. I'm thankful, you know, to have, you know, a village, to be very intentional about who I spend my time around, because you have to, you know, it's so much going on in this world, like, and grief is so real. Like, I'm grieving now. I recently lost one of my best friends.
Oh my God.
You know, just,
so sorry.
This is end of January.
Unexpected.
He was murdered.
Oh my God.
Like on his way home.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So sorry. That is.
Yeah.
I feel like that is not like you don't hear that very often. So
you
I'm
don't.
just like,
and when I just said it, it's like it just fucks with me.
Yeah, like
because this, you know.
Oh my God.
But dealing with that, I feel like that outside of like moms, you feel me, leaving, like this has been like the hardest, like just to grieve through because
it's such a hateful way to take someone's life away, you know, like it's not. Sometimes when people pass from like an accident or an illness, it's like it's still fucked up.
But
It
it's like,
hurts you, but it's like there's like
okay,
a reason, I guess.
yeah, you can't be mad at anybody. You
Right.
can't
You're just mad that
retaliate.
it happened. You're like,
Yes.
fuck the world, right? But like
Yes.
with a murder, it's like,
Yeah.
where do you even like? I don't even know.
You know,
How, like, like, where were you mentally after this? I mean, I can't even imagine, but like, where did that put your music? Where did that put your craft, your acting? Like, did you feel like, I don't want to do this right now, or did it inspire you to do it even more?
you know, in a way, it was like a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because for me, it's like I talk about, and we talk about, you know, when we make it and all the things that we're going to do
Right.
for the people that we love and that we care about and that have always been
Right.
here for us,
Right.
you know, and when stuff like that happens, it's like, really, what is it for? You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of puts a daunt.
It's totally.
Like,
You're just like, you question everything.
Yeah.
Like, everyone, everything, this whole idea of life.
Yeah.
You're just like, what even fucking is this world?
You know?
And then you realize how there's a lot of evil out there too. You know?
That's why you gotta protect
Which
it.
is really scary. Like, and a lot of that is in the entertainment and film industry as well. Like, there's hidden evil, you know? Like, if you're surrounding yourself with people who don't have the best intentions, there's drugs, there's like people who are, like, when money comes in, like, to play, like, people get bad, you know? So there's that side too. Like, be cautious and know who you're surrounding yourself with too, because you never know.
Swivel.
Yeah,
you know,
there's always a dark side to
every light,
to every industry too. Like, it's just, oh my god.
So how do you? I feel like I'm turning to the interviewer, but how do you feel like you've been dealing with that?
I made a freaking documentary about the drug epidemic because it affected me so much. But no, it took me, after I lost my cousin, it took me like 2 years really to like feel like I could finally like not be myself, but like I'm like, okay, I can start a podcast, like I can do a documentary, because I was like wasting away. Like, I was just crying every day and like literally like getting lost in Sims, and I was like, I'm wasting so much of what I can do. And I was like, my cousin wouldn't have wanted that for me. Like, he was always going to be the actor model in my stuff, and I was going to be the director. So now I feel even more of a pressure of like, I need to do it for both of us. Before it was like, we're going to do it together. And now it's like, I need to do it for both of us. So that's kind of where it changed. But like, I have a lot of off days, you know, like just like random phone memories, you know, it'll like alert you like on this day, like, and then it'll be like, you were with this person. And it's just like, wow, like they're not here anymore. Like that, it just seems so surreal. Like, I don't know. You know, it's fucking crazy. But I think it also makes us better artists, because unfortunately we've experienced and seen things that a lot of people haven't, you know, and sometimes it's fucked up, but it does make us better artists.
It does, because we're able to get to the place.
You see things deeper and you understand people more. It's not so like on the surface level, you know?
Like, I've been through something. Like, you know, so
you've definitely been through a lot, but it's shaped you to who you are today.
It's been growing. It's definitely been growing, and I'm definitely thankful. I'm grateful. You know, the music has been saving. I've gotten more into like the fashion side.
Can we talk about who you're wearing?
You know, so this is officially always working.
I love that.
This is our Pressuremade.
Oh my god, I need a shirt.
Definitely, it's coming.
Hell yeah! Oh my god, that's awesome. So tell me the inspiration. How did you get into fashion? And how long after? Like, where are we in the timeline right now with the?
You know. Okay, so I would say I started taking the fashion aspect seriously probably like 2019.
Okay.
Like I got a couple, like once the music like came out and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, like how do we make AWE like a full business, like to where we're fully functional. Like, you know, okay, we have our TV, our film, our music.
It's all connected.
We need our merchandise. We need our community outreach. We need to have all of these different things. Okay, cool.
Right.
Now let's run the play. And I've always feel like any great leader, like you have to know like what you're working with, every system, you know what I'm saying? And then you're able to put people in position, you know, so they can do their best thing but you're still aware of what's going on,
I
right?
like that. I respect
So when it comes to the fashion side, I really got tired of just like doing bulk orders or taking pre-orders and then spending all this money on the front end and then people not picking up the orders or not.
That would happen.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit. Okay.
Yeah. Or when we would want to deliver it out, they're not sending payment. And I'm just like, I'm not going to, you know, in the early stages. So then I'm like, okay, I'm giving out merch for free, you know, basically, which is cool.
Yeah.
You know.
But you're also like, you can't be losing money in this. It's hard because when you're investing in yourself, everything's such a risk. You're like, is this going to pay off? What if I put this money in and I'm not going to, you know, I literally live with that every fucking day. I'm like, you know, I'm like, do I really want to?
Yes.
Like with this, even with this podcast, I'm like, do I really want to invest money into it? I'm like, what if it doesn't work out, you know? But I'm realizing like you have to believe in yourself. Like if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. So here we are.
Exactly. And it's turning out fine. It's turning out great. So I like in 2020, like when the pandemic happened, and I'm at my brother's house, I bought a heat press machine.
Oh, cool.
I bought a heat press machine and a vinyl, like a cut machine.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what? We're just going to start to do it ourselves, like in-house.
Yeah.
And it was really just on some like, once we get the samples done, like whatever the things are, then we can mass produce from it.
Way better.
And then
you're cutting out the middleman too, you know?
And then it turned out to where like, I would just be messing around, just making different designs of stuff. And then people would be like, hey, I would want that.
Yeah.
Like, bro, this ain't even done. Like,
well,
this is
sometimes
like
some people like designs that maybe another person wouldn't like. But then the next design, some people like that more than another, or the color or whatever. So it's good that you're like playing around with it and giving the people more options because, hey, you never know. I mean,
so we definitely
the sales, right?
Definitely, please. So we definitely we base a lot of the stuff. Well, certain pieces like our T-shirts and our
so is it like street? Like, what's your brand? Like, what's the vibe?
So we're a full lifestyle entrepreneur brand. So when you think about the everyday working entrepreneur, that can vary. That can vary from some sweatpants and some flip flops to a full-on three-piece suit and everything in between.
I mean, you saw Nick literally, that's his office.
You know
sitting on the couch.
You know what I'm saying? And being comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm like, I gotta get dressed up. Like, I would like
boom.
you.
So understanding that and really just taking it like, we started with the T-shirts and the hoodies and the sweats and stuff. But we're building and bridging it to the full suits and the pants, the cut and sew, everything.
Hell yeah.
Just learning.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have a website for the clothes?
So the website is currently under construction right now. It will be up by the end of this month.
Perfect. So by the time this episode is released,
boom, boom, boom. You know, but right now, if you want it, you can just send us a DM at alwaysworking ENT_. But this is our Pressuremade Ancestors Raised t-shirt.
Nice. I like that.
And this basically came from my album Pressure Szn. That is currently out on all streaming platforms.
Woo! Check it out, guys.
And it's definitely it was a moment of being proud of where I come from.
As you should be.
Understanding that pressure builds character. Anything that is worth pressing for is worth having, and the best things come out of being pressed.
That's true.
So taking that and representing your city. That's why I'm like, what city do you think raised you? And how you have different ones. We're blending and we're like bridging the gap and also highlighting like these places that have meant so much to us and that have shaped us and who we are and certain people, you know, our ancestors. You know,
I don't even think I asked you where you're from. I mean, I know, but you know, tell the people, where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Inglewood, California, right down the freeway.
Nice. Yes. Born and raised, So now are you still like, I want to go to New York? Or are you like happy with staying here, right?
You know, so
you're like, actually you're like, you know,
so the thing is, you know, have you seen the wages for Broadway performers per week?
No, I haven't. Tell me, what are the wages?
Nice. They're nice.
Yeah.
They're nice. They're definitely increasing. Which, you know,
we love that. We love a pay increase.
You know, because what a lot of people don't understand is like, as a theater artist, musical theater, that's so different from film.
Yeah.
You're working so
The energy level.
Yeah,
too.
you're doing 8 shows a week, like
which you did you did Marley, right?
Yes.
Was that the title of it?
I'm so glad you brought that up.
Well, I mean, I was gonna like get into that, but I'm like, we might as well bring it up now because
we're
excited.
here.
We're talking about it. So you did a musical, right?
Yeah, so it was a play. The play was called A Heated Discussion.
A Heated Discussion.
Yeah,
okay.
It's written by Levy Lee Simon.
Nice.
Directed by Ben Guillory here at the Roby Theater Company.
Wow.
Downtown.
So you were able to play Bob Marley.
Yeah.
In this play. Wow.
Yeah.
So what were your freaking thoughts? Like, this is a big role to play. You're filling some big shoes.
Yeah.
What is the play about?
So the play was basically if some of our ancestors of the world could come back.
Oh, interesting.
And see the way of the world, what would they say?
What would they say?
You gotta come.
Oh my God! Yeah, I'm curious. I'm like, I'm actually curious. Yeah.
So it bridges.
I'm like, what does he think about the weed though?
I mean, as you know, Marley.
He smoked good weed back then, yeah. But I'm like, what about the weed now? Like, does it compare?
No, it's still. It works. But even that experience, it was so new for me.
Was that your first
as a
lead?
Yeah. Especially outside of college, where it's like,
I know,
what are you gonna do?
I know, a lot of pressure.
And one of my mentors, Kimberly Bailey, shout out to Auntie Kim. She just messaged me and she was like, "Hey, would you want to play Bob Marley?
Yeah.
Like, would you want to audition for Bob Marley?"
Yeah, you're like, no, I'm busy today.
Fuck yeah. And
I have laundry.
Like, okay, well, like, and like.
So, what was the audition process like?
It was really simple. Just sent the sides over, and this was probably the most relaxed audition I've had, and also the most comfortable I ever been.
You're like, this is low-key me.
I just knew.
You're like, I'm playing myself.
Yeah, like I just knew.
So how did you approach it?
So basically, at Roby, and the Roby was co-founded by Ben Guillory and Danny Glover.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
In honor of the legacy of Paul Robeson.
Okay.
So it was really just coming in. We were sitting down at the table. Yeah. Like we did the.
Oh, that would make me so nervous.
Oh my gosh. And I really don't
like auditions. You don't like auditions? You're an actor. I'm like,
but I don't like them.
I get like, I'm not even on the other side of things, and I get nervous for them. I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna have to come in here, and like it's so obvious what I'm feeling or thinking. I wear it on my fucking face, so it's like I'm always like, oh my God, like I don't want to make anybody feel bad, or like, so I'm always like I need to practice my poker face.
Definitely. See, I like being on the other side of the table where you get to make the choice, but like it's a different type of like. And with it being, Bob Marley, me not
and this is the thing you really want. This is not just like, oh, I'm just gonna go for it and whatever. It's like I really
wanted this accent. Like, so I went in and I actually had to do the scene a couple times. We had a monologue. Yeah. I had to do the monologue a couple times just to invoke a different type of emotion. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when you think about, or when I think about in the research that I've done, like when I think about Marley, he was so chill and so laid back and like, but he was so deep. Right. Like, and he didn't have to say too much, but like the little that he did say, like, it just spreads like a wildfire. So like being able to understand like what was he going through during the time that he was here, and then what would he be saying now, like what that would look like, always moving on peace and love and you know what I'm saying, Jah live, like getting back into the roots, so it was definitely honorable, and it was scary we had at the time we were doing 6 shows a week. We did the 6 shows.
So like, is it like Monday or like Tuesday through Sunday, or like what's
no.
Oh, is it like every day or like back?
Yeah, so it was like Thursday through Sunday, and then sometimes we have 2 shows
a day on
like Saturdays.
Wow. So Saturday, you have like Sunday. A 7 p.m. and like a 3 p.m. or something?
Yeah. So it was like the closest to like Broadway, like we was like back to back.
And what was it like? Thrill seeking? Was it fun? Were you
honestly? It was like it was so emotional.
Okay.
Like, because
Yeah.
the piece is so heavy.
Yeah.
You know, that when you get through, when you do it so many times, it's like, okay, I think I need a break from it.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because like
You're
you're crying
becoming
every
this
day.
character. You're this
Like
person.
you're crying
Yeah.
every night, all day.
Yeah.
Like,
But I
you
feel
know.
like you have also those emotions in there. That
No,
you,
for
and so
sure.
you're like, let's release this shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's time.
If it's here.
You want tears?
You want tears?
Waterfall.
I've been waiting.
Splash
for this.
Mountain. No, just kidding.
I've been waiting. You know.
Yeah.
Like, even connecting with people who, you know, knew Bob.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you met people that knew Bob.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It's pretty interesting. So
what kind of guy was he? Besides, like the things that you said, but like, yeah, is there something you could tell us that we don't know?
I did a heated discussion.
Mm-hmm.
That did its run, and then I got cast in another musical called a.k.a.
Okay.
Where I played this character called Bretta Buck.
Okay.
And it was a Caribbean farce.
Cool.
You know what I'm like? So that was my first time doing a farce.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's awesome.
And basically, our director, Jeff, he was from the island of Jamaica. So when I came in and we have this West Indian accent and all this other stuff, he's just saying little subtleties, like, you know,
love it.
Just saying little subtleties. And then once we wrapped a.k.a. and I'm calling him, you know, just to check in, you know, just stay connected. He's like, yeah, so you know, I knew Bob, right? I'm like, what?
Yeah, what casual?
Like, what do you like? He's like, yeah, maybe one day, like, I'll tell you like one of the many stories of just me and Bob. I'm like, no, like, can you tell me
like,
what?
I have time right now.
Like, please, you know.
Yeah.
And it was just how cool he was. How he called him by his last name.
Cool.
But also how Bob really loved women.
Yeah.
And like he's gonna connect with people like who's, you know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, you good with them? All right now, you know? So it's just cool to just continuously feel the legacy of him, because the beautiful part is a heated discussion is coming back.
No way! When?
We start rehearsals.
Oh shit, that's so exciting.
On Sunday.
Oh my!
Actually.
Whoa. Okay, that's
this
awesome.
Sunday.
I brought it up. Oh my god, that is so cool.
I'm like, yeah, it's this Sunday.
Oh my god,
you know,
that is so exciting. So where exactly would we be able to watch it? Like,
so you'll be able to come see it at the Roby Theater Company down at the Los Angeles Theater Center downtown off of.
And when do the shows start?
We go up Memorial Weekend.
Sweet.
Okay. So we go up the end of May and all the way through June, the end of June.
Perfect.
So
perfect.
Like
and the May is perfect. I'm gonna go to Japan like mid May. So I'll be back and then I'm coming to your play. So wow, so cool. You're doing plays, you're making music, you are designing clothes.
Yeah.
What about like acting? Are you still pursuing that like the way that you're pursuing your other things?
Yeah. So I am. I currently just got a manager.
No. Nice.
You know?
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Big boy shit.
You know,
right?
so we shout out to the folks. You feel me?
I love it.
And really just like understanding that, like, yeah, you do need a team, like, and you have to put your trust in people, like, and you have to really like believe that, like, if they see something in you that, and if they're telling you this, that they can, you know, get you in these rooms, and that's really all I ask for. I'm like, you know, just get me in the room and let me take care of the rest.
Exactly. You just need the connections.
Yeah.
I know.
So definitely with this in this season, you know, it's just been like getting new headshots. Yes. Now I have locks.
Yes,
and,
I know.
You know, now it's like, how are we branding this and the voiceover reels and just, you know, updating and making sure everything is to go and together. But you shall be seeing me really soon on
what type of like genre of films would you want to do? Like, are you thinking comedy, drama? Like, what are your...
So I have this thing. I'm currently like, I have this mission where I want to get into like
was this your third eye or something?
Action movie. Like,
action
like
movie.
I want to do like action films.
Nice.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's different. I
Yeah.
like that. You know,
Because I
we
feel
always
like
keep us
you
on our
can
toes.
get
Like, we never know. I like that.
you can get a little
It's
bit of
mystery.
everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's really been like my motivation,
Mhm.
like for even getting back into the gym and like
Yeah.
running more. It's
Nice.
like I need an action figure bod. Like I have to be able to take off my shirt and it's like what?
There is always that scene in the action movie where, for the ladies,
and it can't be CGI. Like it
Like,
can't be fake.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know,
That's fair.
so
I respect it.
you know, with that, I'm like, you know, I'm open to anything and everything. I'm definitely, I definitely want to do everything, but action is where I want to be right now because I just feel like it's time to kick some ass.
Yeah.
Like we've been in, you know, different slumps and for too long. It's time to just go out there and just reboot everything.
Yeah. What would you say to someone who might be going through something that they feel like I can't get out of, like this dark situation, or I've had, you know, bad things happen to me in the past, you know, and you're just feeling down, like you just feel like the magic, the spark's gone?
That's a good question.
I know we've all been there, but like nobody likes talking about it, you know. Like,
what I would say is the joy that you get from pressing on, you know, outweighs and is way better than the present feeling that you're feeling. You're fully equipped and capable of doing everything that has been blessed for you, that has been given to you, that, you know, you want to make happen. But sometimes, you know, it's okay to be real with yourself.
Yeah.
You know, by being actually realistic.
Right.
You know, and realizing we have big dreams. You know,
we do.
like we have really, really big dreams, and sometimes it's those big dreams, you know, that carry us. Like so, sometimes even holding on tighter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Doubling down.
Yeah.
And belief.
Yeah. Believe in yourself, right?
Faith. Like have some type of faith system. Like believe in a higher power. Like my belief, I believe in God.
Yeah.
You know, Allah. Like whoever, you know, like and just
it's nice to like lean on someone, something, like pray to something. Yeah.
Because you don't, you know, we can't do it by ourselves.
Right.
And we're not supposed to do it by ourselves. You know, we're supposed to be around like-minded individuals. We're supposed to be going through this struggle. We're supposed to be feeling these feelings. We're supposed to be, you know, having these questions of doubt, like, am I fit for this? And then you actually keep going, and then it turns out to be everything and more that you thought it would, you know? So that's why I'm like, if I'm going to be here, if we here, then it's full-fledged ahead. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because what's the worst that can happen, honestly? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because even if we have the biggest dream and the biggest goal and we don't reach that specific goal, but then we take a step back and be like, dang, well, what did I accomplish?
Right. And we're always
just
like,
to get to that.
And we're always looking at like, oh, I'll be happy when I make it to this. But it's like, count the little blessings on the way, you know? Because you wouldn't have gotten there without the little blessings, the little like this and that, you know? And I feel like that's like something I'm trying to like remind myself too. Because I'm like, don't just be happy if things like, if you're like, oh, I'm going to get this job and then I'll be happy. It's like, but like, think about the process, the people you met, like you put yourself out there, you made a new resume, like all the stuff that comes with it, you know?
Definitely.
It's just, it's life, right?
It's life. And I like, my mentality is definitely shifting day by day. You know what I'm saying? Like being more conscious about, you know, just feelings, about emotions, about, you know, protecting the temple and reading books more.
Nice.
What? Like, tell me what?
Wait, what are you reading?
So currently, my book.
You brought a book?
Come on.
I love it. Show us.
The Making of. Oh man!
Oh my God!
Tim Brown.
Now that's interesting. Now tell me about that. I'm like, I would read that book.
It's really good. Yeah. So Tim Brown was a famous...
And you know what? I like that it's a black book. There's no like cover. You don't judge it.
Yes.
You don't judge it before like you're just like, you know what? It's just off the title. Yeah. And, like, I'm just gonna open it and see.
So so Tim Brown, he was a famous NFL football player. who this is just his story about what it was like for him, basically getting into the NFL and just how, as a man, certain things that we require and that we need, you know, in order to sustain, and how we, even with dealing with temptations, like how we will fall short, you know what I'm saying? How we will disappoint our people, but how we also can work day by day to be better. So yeah, doing that, just working out, running,
self-care, like mentally, physically, that's awesome.
That's been a new thing.
I like that. No, I've been getting back into reading because you can learn so much in books, and it's like I kind of took advantage. I didn't like take advantage of it in film school because they were like, read this for the industry, read it, and I was like, I'm just gonna buy the book and like it just. And then the other day I was cleaning out my closet and I was like, why did I not read this? And so I've been reading and I'm like, holy shit, I could have been way better. I'm like, I should have paid attention.
But you know, I feel like with that, everything just happens in divine timing.
Yes, it's all about timing too. Like I wasn't ready for certain things. Like I feel like if I started the podcast earlier, it wouldn't have turned out like the way, because I wasn't focused on it. You know, I think the reason why things were working out and I was like really into it is because it kind of forced me. I was in a pandemic. There was nowhere to go. I was like, all right, let's just learn this. But I don't think I would have had that like eagerness if there wasn't a pandemic and stuff. So it's so crazy how certain things happen like out of nowhere. You're just like, oh, I didn't expect that. But then, yeah, it's just an eye-opening experience. You're like, oh shit, I should have done this way sooner. So what genre of music do you prefer to sing? And you write too. You write your own music too, right? Yeah, which I admire a lot because I know there's a lot of ghostwriters out there. So how do you feel about that too? Like being an artist that writes their own music and lyrics, and you know, I'm assuming it's coming from things that you've gone through and experiences, relationships, heartbreak, grief, all the things that you said. So what does it feel like sometimes when you maybe hear an artist have a song that's like hitting the charts, but you know they didn't write that, you know, and it's not really their story, you know, it's just like
that's when you just realize that it's industry,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like for artists that are signed to like major labels, you know what I'm saying? I don't know too much about the inner workings, but I know that they have designated songwriters that they, you know, want paid. So hey, if you're a new artist, you're gonna work with this songwriter and they're gonna give you a platinum hit. They're gonna write you the platinum song and all you have to do is perform it.
I know, isn't that crazy?
You know, that's insane.
Isn't that crazy that like that there's that whole world out there, right?
Man. But in regards to this, I feel like collaboration is one thing, you know, and then as the artist that I am in the space that I'm in, I've always been open to collaboration and working with other artists, but it's also been very, very important that like I get my own thoughts down. You know what I'm saying? Like, so my sessions are so like, I will have my individual sessions where it's literally just me in the studio.
You in the booth.
No engineer.
Nice.
Like, and I'm operating the board and recording. Like, just because I don't need or want to feel like it's, you know what I'm saying? Somebody's feeling a certain way about what I'm about to say, what I'm about to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So leave it free.
No input. Then, it's just you and the mic. Yeah.
And then once it's done, then it's like, I'm going to bring somebody in, da-da-da-da-da. And then it's like, oh, okay. Because most of the time when you're collaborating, like, and you're, you know, you're in a studio with multiple people.
Yeah, which kind of would make me nervous. And I feel like it's a little distracting because doesn't it start to get like a little party setup? Like you start bringing out the bottle. Like,
very much
is that like, do you think that's a good way to go about it? Because it's like, oh, the liquid courage, it's fun, it's a vibe, let's get the music going. Or do you feel like artists kind of use that sometimes as like, I don't know, like a barrier, or like it's just, I don't know, it might not be the most healthiest way to record a song.
For sure not.
I know some people who've gotten addiction from the studio, from because every night there's a bottle, like you're drinking, you're blocking out, you're making cool songs. So I know that there's a dark side to this. Do you think there's a healthier way to doing that?
You know, I definitely think there is a healthier way to doing it.
Yeah.
You know, I can never tell the next person, you know, what they can and cannot do.
Right, we're all adults.
You know what I'm saying? It's just as for me. Like, I do enjoy, you know, to have a little situation there, you know, just to kind of calm down, especially when there's a lot of people there, because as an empath, I'm feeling so much energy. I'm feeling everybody's energy while I'm trying to get this one specific energy out.
Right.
And like I'm, you know, so it's just different. But when that comes out, it's like, in a way, it's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the freedom that you get when you're off of it, like when you do a session and you're not drinking, because it's like 10 o'clock in the morning, but you had this crazy idea, like, you know, that's what's like, whoa, that's different. Like, you know, so just finding the balance, I would say, like with anything that you do, like with any battle, with any struggle, like you have to have a balance, like, because anything too much consumed can hurt.
Right.
You know,
and having the right people around you in the studio too, right?
Very important.
Because who is like latching on to you because they see like, okay, this person's maybe going to blow up. Like I want to cling on to them before they blow up. So, you know, when the big money comes in, because that's a very popular thing that happens with a lot of these like upcoming rappers and singers and artists, put on glasses. Can't see them haters.
This rated R, huh? I see why the name is what the name.
No, we keep it real on here. Like, why am I gonna sit here with you? And why would we share bullshit?
No, that's real.
That's not gonna help anyone. Like people, like younger people who are who want to be artists, who want to be singers, who want to be rappers. Like they need to know when they come to LA and they hit the studio, there's gonna be people that don't have their best interest. The devil wears cute outfits, smiles at you. Thinks like it makes you think like they're there for you, but people will backstab you, and that's like the sad hard truth also that comes with being in the entertainment industry. There's this like glamorous beautiful side where like we're creating art, films, music, and like we're bringing people together, but in every industry there's a dark side too.
Absolutely.
So just, you know, keep your eyes out.
No,
it's always, it could be someone that's a lot closer than you think. I've learned that too. Like I've been, oh my God.
Listen. See? And see, we know, like, I think we simultaneously, we're connecting. On a, like, I think the question just got an answer, but it's like in the ethers and we got connected. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's definitely true. One thing that I would say is just discernment. You know what I'm saying? Like protecting your energy and protecting your space and your peace, and you know what I'm saying, understanding that, you know, the devil is real. You know what I'm saying? Like demonic stuff is real. Like, so you have to protect it, and the only way that you can protect it is with, you know, angelic, you know, godly spirits. You know, you have to, it's a spiritual warfare. So understanding who you are, is first of all key. What you stand for, you know, certain things you won't tolerate. You won't bite into. You won't rush into. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like that don't sound right. You know, and then other things, it's like, oh, it does sound good, but it sounds too good to be true. You know what I'm saying? So when you have that discernment within yourself and trust and belief, and all those factors, you're able to maneuver through all these different spaces that were ultimately intended on hurting you, you know, and doing some good in them. Like leaving like a good imprint. Like, I like that. You know, that's definitely one thing that I feel like my journey has been about, like going into these spaces, you know what I'm saying? And having some type of light, you know? Like whether it be the studio or the lounge or the club or, you know what I'm saying? It varies, you know what I'm saying? And now as an artist and a musician, like going around and knowing that, you know, there's people around different countries that's streaming this music right now, you know, so when we're in these spaces, like they're listening and, you know what I'm saying, being conscious of what you're saying and what you're putting out there and how you want people to ultimately survive, you know what I'm saying? Like live on for the next day. Like I want, for me, like my music, I want you to be able to go on that roller coaster.
I want you to feel that, right?
Feel it. Definitely feel it. Like Pressure Szn, you know, is a major roller coaster. It starts high with like highest confidence in self. Like we turn the pressure up on everything and everybody. You know what I'm saying? And then it goes through the twists and turns.
Because that's life. Like some days you feel great, some
Mhm.
days you don't. And some days you're like, I feel okay. Like nothing extra, nothing above it, you know? And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
To end with just
Part of
like
life.
more life, more wins, more
Mhm.
blessings. Like that's ultimately
Exactly.
what I want. More life, more wins, more blessings for everyone.
Amen to that.
You know?
When you go record, like, is it common to have your own studio to record your own music, or is it more common to rent out a space to record your music? Like if you're an upcoming artist, because I'm like, I wouldn't even, like, if somebody asked me like, hey, like I'm trying to start music, like where would I go? I'm
You
like,
could
I
record right here.
Yeah.
What you talking? You know, it just depends on where you are in the space.
Okay.
I definitely recommend everyone to have some type of home setup.
Yeah.
Because the flow of ideas and
Right.
just having that quick accessibility
Yes.
to a microphone, no matter how trash it sounds,
Right.
because you can always work on your editing. You know what I'm
The
saying?
beauty of editing.
Your engineering. That all the engineering is.
Yeah.
An engineer is
Yeah.
a music editor.
Right.
You know, so if
A
you're
fancy term for it though.
That's
Engineer
it.
sounds so nice, you know, like
yeah, I
sounds so
went to
smart.
college for
Yeah.
engineering. Man.
Bitch.
Or audio editor.
Yeah. I love it.
So understanding that, and
Right.
it's just like, okay, if I got this idea and I just need to hear it, like, let me have something quick set up at my house. But then when it's actually time for me to record it
Then
and
you
get
go
it
to the
down,
booth, or
you
like,
make that investment because now
it's
you
not cheap either, right?
No.
How much is it for like the hour?
Oh my gosh. So quality studios like in the city right now, just the ones that like a couple ones that I know, you said by the hour, like 60, 70.
An hour, okay.
Like
and how
for basic,
yeah, like
like
literally
basics,
like just you and
know what
them.
I'm saying? But you talking about like, okay, you
The
get a
more
good
things it comes
space, that's
with, the
like
more
125 an hour.
Probably the setup that you would want is like 125 an
I
hour.
mean, the glorious part about it is I've gone through all the phases. So
but
like,
that makes it more
you
more
know,
humble too. You're
yeah,
like, I started with
can see
room one
this.
and now
I've done,
yeah.
I've done this. I
Yeah.
know why this is what it is. You
Right.
know, so yeah, I definitely like. I think everybody deserves to have the best stuff, but understanding why you're using it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What is the purpose of it?
Yeah.
Like, because if you can get the same quality with like something that can save you money, you know what I'm saying, and do the same thing.
Right.
I'm gonna take like go with it.
Right.
Go with it. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know when you're gonna need that money. You feel me?
Yes.
But once you make that investment, like, I'm gonna just do this just so I can take pictures and videos and be like, ha ha ha.
Right.
Like,
it's not to flex.
No,
like do something with it. Like
because
make work.
that money goes and it goes fast. You're talking about
what's like the minimum in a like.
So you have to do like 4 hours.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, so you can't just.
You're spending like $400 a session.
Yeah,
minimum.
so but for me, I don't even like to do. I like to book out 12.
Wow, so like you're making a whole album in there.
Yeah, I mean, some will say, like, but that's really because I really like to just take my time in the studio.
That's
you know
fair.
what I'm saying.
I feel like it does feel too like you're like, oh fuck, like 4 hours I got to be out of there, and then, like you have to get into like the groove and like, emotions, and like what if you like pronounce the word wrong? You know, like you have to.
As
there's
many
little
takes,
things, yeah.
You know, but if I'm in there, especially if I'm by myself, like give me the 12 hours, like and I'm gonna just work it through.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So I do. That's Wow. The
Wow.
home studio, if you can make that investment, I would say definitely get something for your house.
What could be like a basic home studio setup? Like for let's say under $500, what could we do?
Under $5 for a musician, you can get you Scarlett Focusrite interface. Those run probably like something.
This shit is expensive.
It
is not.
Then you gotta get you a mic. AKG. AKG has like really good starter mics. They're like $70. So AKG mic, and then you need a cable that's about 20 something.
Yep.
Then you need a mic stand. Then you need some padding.
You need the padding because I don't know if you can hear it right now, but there's a fucking helicopter above the house. So hold for plane. This is like one of the reasons why I'm like I get embarrassed when I record here because I'm just like This wouldn't happen.
But this is the beauty of it all.
Like hold for fucking helicopter shootout outside.
You know, and then you will also need some type of whatever software you're recording on.
Oh yeah, what do you record on?
So I personally love Logic. Like I like when I'm recording myself, I like to record in Logic.
Yeah.
When I have an engineer, it's basically whatever the engineer want to record in.
Yeah.
That's more convenient.
So when you're working with an engineer, are you guys collabing because you know, like, okay, hopefully this like blows up and we make money after together, or are you paying the engineer for the time?
No, so the engineer gets paid per time.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Per session. They have their own rates.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure that can.
What?
I'm like, you're like, you think the studio session's expensive?
What? Now, why do you think I'm so adamant on like learning how to do certain stuff? You know what I'm saying? Because then once you really think about it and you're breaking it down, you're like, dang.
Yeah.
I just spent
all
feel me?
Yes.
I spent the whole budget.
Yes.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the 12 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, the engineer is paid and he can go eat whatever he wants. He can go eat crustacean, pay his rent, do whatever, you know. And I'm about to go into this booth and I'm about to talk about how I just got this studio for the next 12 hours. Like, you know, but I'm finna go home and I'm finna, you know, eat ramen and peanut butter and jelly.
That's really how
you know,
really how it goes. Really
so if you're able to one, I would tell you find people, find your tribe.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Because there's probably somebody within your tribe who wants to engineer and do, you know what I'm saying, and wants to work.
You scratch my back, I scratch your
back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I can work with that.
Yeah.
You can give me one of your talents. I can give you one of my talents, and boy, we can run this till, you feel me? Whatever happens.
Exactly.
You know, but understanding that, hey, we all want to get paid. We all want to, you know, but that's why I say, hey, you got to have multiple streams. You got to be doing different things to where you're not solely dependent on one thing to bring in everything.
I feel like, you know, working with people and you see that they're actively like trying to get work and push their stuff out there, like collaborating with, like, I will never mind collaborating with someone like that because I'm like, they're actively trying. They're not like, they're just like, it's not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that and then they don't, and it's just kind of like all talk, because there's a lot of that too. But when you see someone actively like pushing their shit out there, trying to make it, like trying to like work hard, it's like, how do you not, you know, want to help someone out like that? Like that work ethic, it's not always easy to find. So when you do find it, hold on to that shit.
Hold on. And it's gonna vary. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely gonna vary. Like, you're gonna find your strength in different elements at different times. Like, so I'm learning to just go with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Stand in it, like stand in the power, let that imposter syndrome kind of like disappear.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Even when it tries to creep up, it's like, no, you deserve to be here. Like, you've been working for this. Like, you're working, you know, continuously. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's the beauty. But I'm most excited.
I'm so excited for you. My last question for you is, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
10 years.
I know, like,
I will be, let me see, I'll be 39, 38. Going on
oh
30.
my God.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy? Wow.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll be 36.
Okay, so 10 years from now.
Blinks and I'll be there. Oh my God. No.
10 years from now.
Yeah.
I see myself having traveled the world performing.
I love that. Beautiful.
Couple of schools open. Couple performing arts schools open. We still working on the marriage thing and the kids and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, maybe
but for now, maybe
dating
my godchildren is just enough. You know, we'll say I'm dating. Just really giving back. Like, I want to do way more like outreach and more give back.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You'll definitely do all of that.
Yeah.
Definitely shoot for the stars. You can do it.
Glimpse.
Yeah. It's gonna be great. I'm super excited to follow your journey and see where everything takes you. And I definitely want to come to your play. So let me know when that comes out. We're gonna for sure go to that. Me and Nate are gonna come. He's behind the camera.
Thanks.
But yeah, thank you so much for coming
for having me.
It was so good catching up.
Yes.
And I will see you guys next week. Bye. Yay! How do you feel?
Listen, that was great.
You did so good.
That was great. That was probably my best interview ever.
Yay!
Oh.
Thank you. Let's take a photo.
What?